The richest woman's father rushed to the party on an ordinary cycling bike, with his assistant following behind in a luxury car. The assistant repeatedly urged him to get in the car, but he refused, insisting on arriving at the hotel entrance on his bike. As soon as he got off, he ran into his ex-wife, whom he hadn't seen in years. The woman who had abandoned him and their 3 daughters all those years ago was dressed lavishly. She sneered at him immediately, mocking how he hadn't improved at all over the years, daring to show up at such an event on a shabby bicycle. She boasted about her success and mentioned that she was there to attend the banquet hosted by the mysterious richest person in Jung City, her tone filled with arrogance and not a shred of remorse. What she didn't know was that the man standing before her was the father of Jung City's richest person and that the mysterious host she sought to meet was her own biological daughter. 22 years ago, she lived a life of indulgence, forcing her 3 young daughters to do all the household chores. Even after they finished, they were denied food and often went hungry for days. When the man returned from work to see his emaciated daughters, his heart broke, but when he confronted her, she sneered, calling him useless and declaring that she preferred sons. She demanded a divorce, saying she had found someone wealthier. That very day, she took the family's only savings and brought her lover home. When the man tried to stop her lover broke his leg, carrying her lover's son. She smiled cruelly and said she was taking him out for a good meal, leaving behind the crippled man and their 3 young daughters. Now, standing at the hotel entrance, she remained as condescending as ever, mocking him for his lack of progress. She said she was glad to have left him back then. Otherwise, she'd still be suffering alongside him and their daughters. Her words were filled with disdain, completely unfiltered. The man, heartbroken, asked if she had ever thought about how her daughters had survived all these years. She laughed coldly, dismissing her 3 useless children, saying she had never cared about them. She even claimed that she had children to enjoy life, not to suffer. Finally, she ridiculed him further, suggesting that he must have brought those 3 daughters here to ask her for money. She told him to stay far away, declaring that she had long since cut ties with them. The man calmly warned her not to regret her actions, but she scoffed, saying she'd only regret it if those 3 daughters somehow became the richest people in Jung City. With that, she strode into the hotel. Not long after, they met again at the entrance to the banquet hall. The woman, still sneering, mocked the man once more, saying this banquet was specifically for the father of the richest person in Jung City and attended only by the city's elite. She scornfully pointed out that anyone without an invitation had no business being there. The man remained composed and responded that he could enter even without an invitation. She laughed derisively, asking him who he thought he was. At that moment, the man revealed his identity with a cold glare, declaring that he was, in fact, the father of Jung City's richest person.